Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will use three articles, two coming from the Russians, the other one coming from other media outlet. It doesn't really matter because what these guys are doing are just reporting what the Observer, I think, reported. If I remember correctly, the Observer is a British media outlet or something like that. So they just are the middleman here. So let's start with Sputnik, and then we have Russia Today, and then we got the other one. Let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3, PPP. Sputnik. US government keeping dossiers on critics. Reports. This is 16 hours ago, so this is from yesterday. So the UK government is such a lovely entity that it keeps dossiers, so files on people that they don't like. Well, that sounds like a tyrant government. Doesn't sound like a tyrant government. A dozen departments in the United Kingdom have been profiling government critics in order to block them from speaking at public events. UK media have found. So the Observer revealed on Saturday that 15 departments, including the Department of Health, Culture, Media and Sport and Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, were running checks on experts and occasionally disinviting them from government-funded events. Don't you ever tell me about your freedom, your democracy, free world, free this, free that. Garbage. So guidelines seen by the paper told officials to monitor social media of potential invitees as well as look through a minimum of 5 to 10 pages of Google search results on them covering a period of 3 to 5 years and keep that information for future reference. So I'm going to go deeper in this one, but in the meantime I want to get some credibility, so I'm going to use the big news network, blah blah blah, but they use the Observer. So UK government keeps secret files on critics. Observer, 19th of November. So this is from today. Various experts have been banned from government-sponsored events for criticizing the cabinet or the prime minister, the paper says. This is like Romania during Ceausescu's times. At least 15 British government departments have been engaged in a deliberate social media and internet profiling campaign against public experts in various fields to ensure that none of its critics are allowed to speak at the cabinet-sponsored events, the Observer reported on Saturday, citing a trove of data it had seen. The government official in each department has specific guidelines regulating what exactly they should look for and requesting them to compile and keep secret files on the speakers deemed to be critical of the cabinet. This is, my friend, the same thing here. The UK Education Department, one of those engaged in the profiling campaign, according to the Observer, outright denied resorting to such practices in a response to the Freedom of Information request filed by the Privacy International Group last year. The group was investigating social media monitoring by the government at that time. And I'm quoting, making a concerted effort to search for negative information in this way is directly surveillance, end quote. The Privacy International legal director Caroline Wilson-Pallow told the Observer that the data on the practice were shared with the paper by a law firm, Light Day, that is currently pursuing legal action against the government on behalf of at least two persons affected by such practices. So what do you think, my friends? Let's go to next one. This is from Russia Today. UK government keeps secret files on critics. Observer. So my friends, tell me about your freedom in your government, and let's support that and go and vote and all that. This is the Matrix. But the Matrix, unfortunately, dropped his mask and his guard so low because the opponent, which is us, are so dumb. And that's real. That's real. Look around you. I mean, if a society has an average, let's say, of 100, let's say in the European countries, you must have about 40% below 86 IQ. That's data, not me. That's a big book over there that tells you a lot of it, and you can find information. It's not me. So if you have a portion of a population, big portion of about 40% below 86 IQ, which is considered retardation, then you imagine how around us, look about whoever you know in your life, and you definitely 4 out of 10 people, under the circumstances, are below 86 IQ, and they have jobs, they drive a car, they make decisions regarding, and they are below 86 IQ. Now, can you imagine why this society works this well? And those guys who are in charge of us, some of them, understand this very well. That's why their level, when they come in front of us and make some speeches, statements, and all that, they don't have to be very deep, not because they are necessarily not deep themselves, but they know the audience. They know the audience. And I don't care about the other 60%, because they target the 40%. With the 40%, they will win. That's their base. That's why when you hear these guys saying so stupid stuff, they will cover, and they're gonna give they being the media and the guys coming, hey, let me tell you what you should understand out of this. If realize, what's this? What was that? Come again? You immediately got a spin doctor, an expert, a former FBI, CIA director at MSNBC telling you what you should understand, because you are below 86 IQ, it seems like. So my friends, here is the UK government. These practices are done in tyrannical governments, not in free governments. No, it doesn't mean that you should know. I don't even think you should know anything about the person who is an expert coming and asking questions. What is he going to do? He's part of the society. Free speech, free people. Now, I disinvite you. You should not come and ask questions. Only the questions like YouTube and Facebook and others, they have community guidelines and so on. But somehow, some of us are not in those are not participating in those community guidelines. So our suggestions are ignored. So are we in the community guidelines? No, we're not represented over there. And when you do the search, right now I remember, I'm going to give you a short, direct example. I used to listen to some individuals, many lectures and blah, 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 10, 15, maybe more years ago on YouTube. And I know them, I've been listening to them, and there are certain lectures that I really liked, and I want to go and search them from now, for those. And now I want to search and find them. It's a hard time to find that. If I put the topic, if I put the keywords, if I put his name, or her name, rarely, but his name, one of those is Jennifer McDonald, that's her name, I think Jennifer McDonald, anyway, that's her name. She's a professor, or she was. I don't know. But anyway, that's one of them, just to mention that I have my own women over there. So here we have, so when you try to do that, unless you put the right thing, I don't know, James Brown, I feel good, with everything with the capital letters and all, they will not get you. You're going to go 3,000 searches results down the list, click, until you find the James Brown, I feel good, for instance. And that's how it is, the same thing. When you go and the government organized this summit, and everybody was in agreement. Was in agreement because the other guys were not invited, not allowed to participate. When these guys are telling you, global warming, it's overwhelming, it's a consensus. Maybe it's because of this kind of thing, is the consensus. You don't hear the other side. How are you going to hear the other side? Like this? There will be, as I said, the suggestion 55,493rd suggestion down the list on YouTube is going to be one guy who's going to challenge with evidence the consensus. That's how you do it. On Facebook, they will say it's, how they call it, they say it, I saw a little post that was, I don't know, I can't remember what weasel term they used, like it was for the viewers, don't watch it or something. It was garbage. It was a fake picture of something, a fat guy kicking an alligator, and it was sensitive. It was fake, a sensitive. And was push on that. What was that? Or no, you can't do this. This was not how do you call it? Fact checked by our experts, and you can see that. I mean, really. All right, my friends, this is UK government. The same thing is here too. Now, in my experience, direct experience, I was involved in some jobs where obviously some clearance was necessary before you get the job, and you do a background check on various areas. And I remember one job that I applied for, where I looked for. It was something with the federal government anyway. And one of the questions over there in the questionnaire was, do you have any media, whatever they said, I can't remember the term. Like if you have Facebook, if you have YouTube, if you have, I don't know, Rumble channels, if you have anything like that. There was one question. I mean, they will do it anyway. They will, if they would consider you for the job, they will do all this background check and they will find you, so you will never ever get close to a governmental job because of that. They will not tell you that, or then maybe they will tell you, but not really. They say you didn't qualify or something like this. They will not say, well, you don't fit the profile, you are too free for us. They will not say that. They will say, well, they're not going to tell you unacceptable view or extreme. Maybe they could tell you, well, extreme because you don't follow the script. Now, if the script is extreme and they say you're extreme, maybe you're right in the middle. But what they say as normal, the narrative, is extreme already. But if you're not with the narrative, you're extreme considered by them. But maybe this is normality, extreme. I'm talking about the general stuff. And let's say they are not here. They are actually here. And you are here. For them, obviously, you're extreme, very extreme. But actually, you are in the middle. Garbage. Garbage. So this is your government, UK. And the same is in, I don't say anywhere else, but with the same different flavor, the same garbage. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.